Ephesians 5:6. Let no man deceive you with vain words, for because of these things cometh the wrath of God upon the children of disobedience. This verse is situated in a passage Ephesians 5:1-7 that encourages believers to live as imitators of Christ, walking in love and holiness. It specifically warns against being misled by empty, deceitful words that justify or excuse sinful behaviors. The vain words represent ideas or teachings that contradict God's truth and downplay the severity of sin. Paul writes this as a caution against influences, whether societal, philosophical, or personal, that might lead believers astray. The latter part of the verse emphasizes God's justice. The wrath of God comes upon those who persist in disobedience. This is not meant to portray God as capricious or cruel, but rather as a holy and just ruler who cannot ignore sin. The verse underscores the need for vigilance, discernment, and a commitment to live righteously. It also serves as a reminder of accountability, urging believers to remain faithful despite external pressures. Colossians 3:6. For which things sake the wrath of God cometh on the children of disobedience. Colossians 3:6 appears within a passage Colossians 3:1-11 focused on the transformation believers undergo when they accept Christ. Paul encourages Christians to put off their old, sinful nature and put on the new self, which is renewed in knowledge and righteousness. The verse directly refers to the sinful behaviors listed earlier in the chapter, for example, fornication, uncleanness, covetousness, idolatry, emphasizing that these actions provoke the wrath of God. This verse highlights the seriousness of sin and its consequences, but it is framed within the broader message of hope and renewal. Believers are reminded that they are no longer children of disobedience, but rather children of God, called to live in alignment with His will. It is both a warning against returning to old ways and an encouragement to embrace the new life in Christ. Thematic connection between the two both verses emphasize the reality of divine justice and the consequences of disobedience. However, they are not just warnings, they are calls to action. They challenge believers to remain vigilant, resist deception, and live lives that reflect the holiness of God. At the same time, these passages remind us of God's mercy and the opportunity for transformation through Christ. The overarching theme is that God's wrath is not arbitrary. It is a response to persistent sin and rejection of His truth. These verses encourage a deep, honest reflection on one's life and spiritual journey, urging a shift toward righteousness and faithfulness.